Hey everyone, this is a guide on how to customize the Subathon step goal counter that you can purchase on my Ko-fi shop. So once you've installed the custom widget codes that were provided, here's how you can get everything customized. So you can see the custom widget here and you go under settings and there'll be sort of these different groups of things that you can edit. So let's take a look at each one of these. First, let's take a look at the appearance. Since this is probably what you will be fixing first. So you can set any font. This comes pre-installed with many great Google fonts, or if you have a custom font that you want to use that's on your own computer, you can just replace the name of that here. So for instance, if I want to use that font, there we go. So, but for now, I'm just going to keep it on Ferdogo 1 because I like that one. So you can change the font size. You can change the, lower that a bit. So you can change the font size. You can change the weight of the font. You can make it really bold if you want to, however you like. You can change the color of the font. Okay, so you can change the color of the font. There we go. You can change the line height. This sort of affects like how squished together the lines are. So you can get them a little more spread out like that if you increase the line height. Padding is sort of the space between the text and the border, so you can increase that if you like. The background color, this allows you to set a transparent, partially transparent background to whatever you like. So right now it's just sort of a whitish transparent background. So you can, again, use this color picker and this transparency slider to set it to whatever you like. You can also change the color of the border if you want. So it's like, make that a bluish like the other one. And you can also make it thicker if you like, or you can just totally take away the border. Same with the background. You can make it totally transparent if you don't want any background whatsoever. So there's no background there. Background 0.6. Okay. And then you can also change the border radius. So that's how rounded it is. So if you set it to 0, it'll be totally rectangular. And if you set it to like a higher value, it'll get even more rounded. So there we go. That's all the appearance settings. So let's take a look at the goals next. So here's where you can write your list of goals. So you can write, the name of the goal, how you want it to display up here, and then the value. So after I earn 10 subs, I'm going to let chat write a tweet. And then at 25 subs, we're going to do an anime tier list stream. Then at 50 subs, we're going to do karaoke night, etc. So you can just add as many of these as you like. I think it actually goes up to about 40, and hopefully that's enough. But if it's not, you can actually just start overwriting from the beginning again. It will automatically sort the list into the correct order, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and let's look at the values next. So the counter will remember the value between sessions. But if for any reason you need to reset it, or like you want to start a new subathon, or you just want to change the value to something in particular, you can do that here. So you type in the value here, and then you hit this button, reset counter to starting value. Okay, there we go. Now here's where you're going to set your conversion values. So what this counter does is it converts everything to tier 1 sub equivalents. This is how a lot of people run their subathons. So a tier 2 sub is worth 2 tier 1 subs. That's what this means. And a tier 3 sub is worth 5 tier 1 subs. Because, tier 2 sub is $10 a month and tier 3 sub is $25 a month. Now we also have the tip to sub conversion. So this only works on Stream Elements tips. You must be using Stream Elements tips for this to count. So we're making $5 tip equal to 1 subscription. You could change this to whatever value you want. Also, if you change this value to 0, it will ignore tips if for some reason you wanted to ignore tips. Same for cheers to sub. So if somebody cheers 500 bits, you could say that's equal to 1 sub. Again, if you set this to 0, it will totally ignore cheers. Sound alert bits are also able to be counted now. What it does is it monitors the chat for the sound alerts account, saying in chat, so-and-so played this sound for 50 bits, 100 bits, whatever. So that you have to have that bot enabled in your chat for this to work. But you can set the conversion value here for the number of bits that get converted into a sub. Now, I also want to state that this counter sort of counts partial subs. So if somebody cheers 100 bits, that's like 20% of a sub. So this counter would go up to 5.2, except it doesn't display 5.2, but it saves 5.2 in the background. This counter is just rounded down, so it looks nicer. Yeah, so these are the conversion values. One more thing here is the chat command settings. So if you want to be able to add tips manually in your chat, so you don't have to go in to edit your stream elements overlay while you're streaming. For instance, if somebody gives you a treat stream gift or they contribute to your throne goal, etc., you can add that manually just using this command. You can set it to whatever you like. I've just set it to add tip. So for instance, if you can also set like who can do this, streamer, moderator, or you can set a specific username of somebody who's able to do it even if they're not a mod, that sort of thing. So you can set that up here. And so for instance, like if I were to go into my own chat and then hit add tip 5, then that increments it by 1. Okay, oops. All right, let's go back here and let's demonstrate how this actually works. So you can see you are able to do these test events on stream elements. So I'm going to run through a couple of those and you can see how the counter works. So just one subscription goes up by 1. Let's do like a $10 tip that's equal to 2 subs, and you can see it incremented by 2. We do a cheer event, so 1,000 bits, again, that's equal to 2 subs using these settings, and you can see what happens when it achieves the goal. So there we go, we've progressed on to the next goal. You can also see, let's go through the other kinds of subs. So let's do one tier 2 sub. There we go, it went up 2. Let's do one tier 3 sub. I can see it's gone up by 5. Let's do community gift sub. So let's say somebody gifts 10 subs, community gift, tier 1. And there we go, it's gone up by 10 and we progress to the next goal. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of how this counter works, and I really hope it works out for you in your stream. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Cinnabah. Thank you very much.